So, what's new, guys?
Okay. What's new? I don't even know. Briley graduates from 5th grade this week, so she has her
Aw.
graduation.
Which means she's going to middle school next year.
Oh my gosh.
Which actually makes sense if you know her.
Yeah. And actually talking to one of my college roomies today, she has a 10-year-old as well, but I think that she's in 4th grade going into 5th, and she sounds just as ungrateful as Briley, so that made me feel better.
You're like, okay, not
Guess
the
it's
only
not,
one.
Guess it's not a parenting fail.
No.
But yeah, so that's exciting. Last day of school for the kids is on Thursday, and then we're supposed to be going on vacation in 3 weeks to California. But I told Larry, I was like, we weren't even planning on going to a beach to see the ocean, and I'm like, we're in California.
Why
I feel like we
not?
should make a quick detour,
Yeah.
just so they can all have seen the ocean.
Yeah.
You know? Just have a beach day.
I think that's a great idea.
I think so too.
Yes.
All right, Lexi, what's new with you?
Currently trying to sign into this, and it won't let me, so that's cool. I'm in, by the way.
Yo, Ann.
And what?
And what?
Shit.
You're in shit?
You're in what?
In
What are you
what?
trying to get into?
My story.
Oh.
I was so confused. Like, what are you
Me too.
I don't even know what you're trying to get into.
This is 100%, and that has 10. And I didn't want to do the doo-doo again.
Oh, good plan. All right, so what's new, Lexi?
Well, if you really want to know, I went to a brewer game yesterday, and it was really fun. And it was a $1 hot dog day, and I had 8 hot dogs.
Good number.
Yeah,
In one day.
In one day. And that wasn't even all
Not
I
even
ate.
a day. That's like a few hours you ate 8
Oh my
hot dogs.
Yeah, so we went to one stand, and then you can only get 5 per person per time. So I got 5. And then there were no gluten-free buns, so then we sat back down for a couple innings, and then we went to a burger place, and I got 3 more. Yeah. And then I had my drink, and I ate them. And I'm really weird where I like my hot dogs with the cheese sauce, and I dip them in the cheese sauce. I don't know why.
I'm not surprised.
Nope.
You and your cheese
I
sauce,
know.
I swear.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny, though? Which you guys know, but podcasters don't know this. My mom was pregnant with me. All she wanted was, like, the potato Lays with the cheese sauce. Like, that was her biggest
That
craving.
makes so much sense.
That's so funny, though, because when I was pregnant with Owen, my whole diet consisted of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes, it did.
He hates peanut butter. Peanut butter,
What?
period. Will not eat anything peanut butter. Isn't that weird?
That's
so
very
weird.
weird. Which
Like,
is
I
really
turned
funny
him
because when he
against
was little, he liked peanut butter.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it probably didn't phase
He
him. He was
won't
just like,
eat
ooh, people
Reese's?
food.
Yeah, I
Nope.
think so.
No, nothing. Even peanut butter ice cream. He's like, no, I don't want it.
Like, what
Yeah,
if
he
you
just doesn't
trick
like it.
him, or will he know?
Yeah, Larry tried. He was like, you want to bite my ice cream? It was peanut butter cup. And he was like, yeah. He went over and got a bite. And Larry was like, do you want more? Did you like it? And he's like, no. And Larry's like, maybe he really doesn't like peanut butter.
Oh my
That's
no.
wild.
Yeah, no. Anyways,
But yeah,
all right.
so it was a really good time.
Good. What's new, Jordan?
I think I'm getting sick.
You better not be getting sick.
You're probably overtired.
You're gonna have to sleep in the
Making
basement.
you sick.
I'm not sleeping in the basement.
If you get me sick, you're gonna regret it. Actually, if you get me sick, because I won't stop bitching about it.
Well, that's the funny thing. You can't really help control if you're gonna get your roommate sick because you'll live in the
You
same
live
place.
together.
Well, you could start taking vitamin C.
I do take vitamin C.
Like
Well,
regularly?
I take it every day, and vitamin D.
Huh.
Not that kind. I knew someone was gonna say it, so I had to beat it. I had to beat
The
you.
last time I was like, oh, I feel so good and happy. It's like, yeah, that vitamin D is real. I'm like, yeah, it is.
I know. I'm pretty sure that was in one of our chats. I'm like, oh my god.
Jeez.
Uh,
All right.
yeah. So I
You're
take
getting sick.
vitamins. What else?
We had a fun
Think-
weekend.
I had a great weekend camping. Well,
with Gellert.
it wasn't camping. It
Oh.
was. It was in a cabin,
Oh, okay.
but it was so pretty. I wish I took more pictures, but they had 2 huskies there, and they're so cute
Aw.
and fluffy and friendly.
I love huskies.
And yeah, they had this pond in their backyard, like, as the people lived above.
Mhm.
and we just like rented out the bottom.
You had a fun weekend camping
Yes.
with Geller.
Way. Now that we're touching back on it, B is definitely Joey. Thank you.
That's what I said initially.
I know, and I didn't think. I thought it.
We
I was
thought
like
he was
Chandler.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no.
Chandler and Joey mixed.
I can go with
If
that.
they had a baby.
More Joey.
Candy.
More
Candy.
Joey. But if I remember correctly, doesn't Joey not end up with anybody at the end of the seasons?
Joey does not end up with anybody.
That's what I thought.
Correct. Excuse me.
Well, really, if you're a Rachel, he has to be a Ross. So
That's true. But he's
we didn't even have Ross on the table last time we talked about it. I just edited that podcast, and I was like, we didn't even talk about Ross. Is he a Ross?
Is he
no.
a combination
more
of
of
all
a-
three?
He might be a mixture of Ross and Joey. Like he flirts like Joey, and he makes jokes like Joey, and he
he's
eats like
nerdy.
Joey, and he's nerdy like Joey. Well, he's
No,
more
nerdy like Ross.
Yeah, okay.
Ross, but like with planes, but
I can see that.
and he, yeah, I could see him being Ross a little bit.
So Joss.
Joss.
I'm gonna call him that next time I see him.
Joss.
Hey, Joss. What's up?
Joss.
He's gonna be like, what the
He's gonna be
what's
like,
the other option? Rowie?
that's the one.
That's it. Hey, Rowie. Hey, Rowie. Oh, God.
No, we're done.
Yeah, we are.
All right. What's your My Life is Average?
This sounds funny. Okay, today I was in a store pretending to be a mannequin. I saw a little girl running around as her mom tried to leave, yelling, "I haven't said goodbye to everyone." She proceeded to run down the line of mannequins, hugging them all.
Oh my
When she got to me, I hugged her back. I've never heard anyone scream so hard.
Oh my gosh, that poor girl.
that is so funny.
Traumatized.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's so scary.
Yep,
I
that
wonder
was
how
good.
old that girl was. All right.
Probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah, traumatized regardless.
Traumatized.
Very.
Okay, gotta log in.
Hey guys, welcome to Our Life is Average. I'm Lexi.
I'm Beth.
And I'm Jordan.
Make sure that you guys like and subscribe and give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. It really helps us a lot.
Okay, let's get into it.
Story time.
Story time.
I feel like I need a refresher.
Okay. So this
I
is
listened to it
part
twice now, so I'm good.
this is part 2 of Emanuela Orlandi, the disappearance of Emanuela Orlandi at the Vatican. So what we talked about last time was basically how there are a couple. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice now. Not good.
No, good. I am different. Good job.
Good job.
Does anybody remember that? No? Okay, it's probably just me. It was like it was a computer program like back in the 90s, and like, you know, you had to put a disc into your computer for something to pop up back then. So you put in a disc, and it's like this like learning thing that my mom got us, and it's three bears, and one of them is wearing something different, or there's something different. You had to figure out which one it was that was different, and when you clicked on it, he would be like, "I'm different. Good job."
I know it. I know like the kind of video, like the programs you're talking about. I just don't think I've played the specific one.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
my parents had those. Those were our fun games for the computer.
Recap is, so Emanuela got abducted, so to speak. That's what they think. And how the last part we talked about was about how they received a bunch of different phone calls from different people saying like, oh, they saw her at they swear they saw a girl carrying a flute and like that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then the last part was that this other guy called. He's called the American. The person who called wanted him to be released from prison because he was part of this like group called the Grey Wolves, who is supposedly someone like the group that tried to assassinate Pope John Paul II.
Okay, anyways.
It'll be worth it.
Okay, so this guy that they want released is the one that harmed the Pope, remember? And last
Yep.
time
He threatened,
Yeah.
or like he tried to assassinate.
he tried to assassinate him, and we were like, oh yeah, he's never getting released because he hurt the Pope.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm caught up.
Okay.
So part 2, the situation surrounding Emanuela Orlandi's alleged kidnappers was like unclear. It was uncertain if they were part of the Grey Wolves, who might be seeking the release of Ali Aja, or if they belonged to another organization aiming to control him while he was imprisoned. So they're like trying to figure out why they wanted his release. Like, was it because they want him to like try to do that again, or like what's the whole, uh, so Aja himself made a contradictory statement claiming he was trained like a trained assassin, but the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II was ordered by a Bulgarian group, not by the Grey Wolves. So he was supposedly part of the Grey Wolves, and he's like, "Oh, I wasn't the one who did it," but he's claiming this Bulgarian group was. Anyway, it's kind of like irrelevant, but just wanted to put out there what he stated when they like were trying to figure out like what his intentions were and stuff.
Okay.
So an individual referred to as the American set a deadline for July. They didn't give a specific date. So for July. Initially giving the Orlandi family hope that Emanuela was alive. It was overshadowed by the realization that her life depended on the release of one of Italy's most notorious criminals. Emanuela's father, Ercole, was left wondering what to do next. The American assured him that officials would be in touch and expressed hope for a positive outcome. The following day, Ercole sought for advice from Dino Manduzzi, the leader of the Pope's household. So this is like somebody in cahoots with the Pope and like everything he does. Emanuela Orlandi's father asked him at the I think it's Dino, Vatican official, if the Vatican had received any communication from the kidnappers. Dino initially said he found nothing, but later discovered that an odd phone call had been received. The vague information led Vatican officials to take Emanuela's case more seriously, especially after media coverage increased following involvement from Ali Aja, the guy who's in prison, who claimed she was kidnapped to secure his release. So he was claiming that she was kidnapped so he could be released.
Okay.
So he was,
makes sense.
Yeah, so like the guy who's in jail, like basically is following up with the American who called because they didn't believe the American or whatever. Because he's like, "Oh, you need to release this guy." And now the guy who's in jail is like, "Yeah, that's the reason why she was kidnapped." But now they don't know like if
he could be lying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let me out.
Yeah, let me out. Let me out. Okay. Vatican officials eventually set up a direct phone call with the kidnappers, but did not share information from the calls with the broader investigation. The American involved in the case provided evidence of Emanuela's existence, her music school ID, but despite these efforts, she was not freed by the deadline. So some of the conspiracies, because like nothing.
She was not freed by the deadline. So the deadline, I thought the deadline was what they gave, like the kidnappers gave.
Yeah.
So the kidnappers gave a deadline, release him, and then we'll release her. Yep. And they did not release the prisoner. Nope. Oh, okay. So obviously they didn't release her. Yeah. Okay.
So some of the conspiracies. So Emanuela Orlandi's disappearance in 1983 has been surrounded by numerous conspiracy theories, many involving the Vatican. Some of the most prominent theories include, so number one is the involvement of the mafia, which I was like, oh, okay.
I feel like the mafia is always a valid conspiracy.
The mafia.
It's either the mafia or the government.
Yep.
Every time.
That makes sense, though, because it's like Italy.
Yeah.
The mafia is pretty big over there.
Anyway.
One theory suggests that Emanuela was kidnapped by the Italian mafia, specifically the Banda della Magliana, as leverage to recover money allegedly loaned by the Vatican Bank. So here again, the Vatican's involved. The mafia supposedly hoped to use her as a bargaining chip. So the second one is the Turkish connection and the Grey Wolves. So that's that group that guy is a part of, which we already talked about a little bit. But just to refresh, it's a theory that Emanuela was abducted by a Turkish terrorist group known as the Grey Wolves. This was allegedly to secure the release of Mehmet Ali Adja, who attempted to assassinate Pope John Paul II in 1981.
Right. So the story is one of the conspiracies that you just told. Okay.
Number 3, the Vatican internal cover-up. Some speculate that Emanuela's disappearance was linked to internal Vatican scandals, possibly involving financial or sexual misconduct.
Ooh.
Yeah. This theory often suggests a cover-up by Vatican officials to protect the church's image, obviously. But it's like...
It would explain why the Vatican wasn't helping at all.
Especially at first, like...
They were just like, cool.
And then all of a sudden, media caught hold, and they're like, oh, we have to pretend
we're helping.
Like, yeah. The fourth one is Freemasonry and satanic cults.
Oh.
So I didn't know what the first word meant.
Freemasons, yeah, it's one of the bigger cults that I've heard of, actually.
Yeah, I looked it up and put it in here because I was like, but, so there are more, like, far-fetched theories involving these two, so this is what's involved. So, Freemasonry is the teachings and practices of the fraternal men-only order of free and accepted Masons. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's really confusing. I tried to look it up, too, when I was doing a story for something, and I was just like, I really don't even understand what this is. Yeah.
So, like, the largest worldwide secret society.
And I thought the Illuminati was the biggest.
I don't know.
Oh, the Illuminati is not confirmed to exist, though. This probably does exist as a cult.
Yes, this does exist.
Okay.
So yeah, the largest worldwide secret society, an oath-bound society, often devoted to fellowship, moral discipline, and mutual assistance, that conceals at least some of its rituals, customs, or activities from the public, which is the secret societies do not necessarily conceal their membership or existence, but whatever. Proposing that Emanuela was a victim of the ritualistic crime tied to these groups. These theories lack credible evidence and are generally considered just speculative. Oh my god. I'm just not going to talk during Lexi's stories because I
gotta save my voice.
This is so bad. Okay.
Yeah, that one seems far-fetched for me. I'm not going with that one.
Yeah, I'm not
also,
either.
Sidebar, did they ever find her body?
Nope.
So, forever and ever.
Nope.
So, unsolved
till
mystery.
This day, they still don't know.
And conspiracies.
Yeah. But there's some more, things that came up, so.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So, clerical misconduct is another. The clerical misconduct theory surrounding Emanuela Orlandi's disappearance suggests that she might have been abducted to cover up or as a result of sexual... So it's like the Vatican cover-up or whatever. So these are some of the reasons why it's believed to be like one of the biggest leads or like biggest theories that's believed, because this has a lot of like the most relevant information. So Emanuela's confession to a friend. So like, because according to the Vatican Girl from the Netflix series from 2022, one of Emanuela's close childhood friends claimed that Emanuela confided in her about an incident involving a church official. Emanuela reportedly told her friend that a church official had bothered her, which was interpreted as a,
sexual
just making
advance?
Inappropriate advances, sexual misconduct. And then another part of it is the Vatican's lack of transparency. So the Vatican's historical handling of the case has fueled suspicions of a cover-up because they weren't, instantly involved or like offering their help. The refusal to share information, even like after the media and everything, and the perceived lack of cooperation with the Italian authorities. So like they were conducting their own like investigation and weren't working with the authorities at all.
Do they have
that's weird.
They had their own. Yeah, they had their own like Vatican authority figures, and then they had the other like actual police. Like,
that's what I was wondering.
Well, they were
like
a society, like a whole town.
Like, do they have a different some kind of a law?
System? Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
I would assume.
I wonder if it's like the like it follows religion more than.
Right, but I'm wondering if even like legally are the police able to dig into the Vatican, because like.
And if they do,
the separation
something
of
happens to them.
Like,
so it's like,
what is that in the is it in DC where they have like the different embassies or whatever?
Yeah, they
and
have
like
different-
they can't overlap into
Yeah.
each other's. Like, is it like that? I
I
don't
think
know.
it's
I would
about
assume-
jurisdiction.
yeah.
Like it happened
It's
in the
out of their
Vatican's jurisdiction, so
They
they can't
can't
really
touch
do
it.
much. But at the same time, like bigger organizations could, for example. So like, this doesn't really. I don't think this would really fall into effect for DC. But like, say DC wasn't the capital, and it was just like an isolated town that had its own like jurisdiction. If the US was like, hey, no, this is above that, and it came from like the US versus just like the town jurisdiction, then they might have some weight, I would think.
Mm.
But I don't know if that's how it works in Italy, though. It could
Yeah.
be completely different where they
don't know.
don't have like a bigger, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where is it? Oh, there's allegations from a former gang member. So some former members of the Banda della Magliana, a notorious Roman gang, have suggested that Emanuela was kidnapped as part of a complex web of power struggles involving the Vatican, including potential blackmail or leverage related to sexual misconduct by clergy. So, like, all of these things are adding up to the, connected to the sexual misconduct. So it's like, how do you not think that that's the whole reason behind it? I guess
Mhm.
it's like just wondering of who, like which person.
What I don't
Who, why, where is
understand,
she?
Yeah.
what I don't understand though is so say she did tell her friend about the sexual misconduct.
Mhm.
Why did they think that was enough to kill her? Because that's like
It was to protect the reputation of the
well,
Vatican.
I get that,
Well,
but
that
she
and
wasn't
there's-
it wasn't like she was going all over town or
Announcing
telling
it.
her parents like this is what happened and her parents were making a big fuss. She had just slyly mentioned something to her friend.
Right, but the Vatican is a very tight, like,
Tight-knit community
yeah, so if they find out one person is like
was told.
bad talking
Mhm.
them or like anything like that, it's like, I don't know if they necessarily kill. I mean, I don't know.
Who
Like,
knows?
Who knows?
I mean, no, her body hasn't been found, so
Right.
it doesn't mean that
Well,
she's
maybe
dead.
there's more people that are missing that nobody knows about.
Right.
Mhm.
Because so far it's like
But
she's
let's
the
back
only
up.
one.
Let's back up to the sites, like sightings. Like
Yeah.
they've seen her.
That's weird to me.
They supposedly
Supposedly,
saw
yeah.
her.
It wasn't confirmed that it was actually her, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
Supposedly,
that would not make any sense if this was the case.
Wait, are you talking about recently?
No, I mean like in your story.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
no.
supposedly saw
Story.
her selling stuff.
Oh yeah, those callers were supposedly part of the group that was like trying to get them to release.
Oh.
to prove that she was
Yes,
alive and all that. Okay,
yes.
yeah, that's right.
Sorry if that wasn't
No,
clear.
I just forgot. Anyways, there's been more kidnappings though, right?
No.
Or was it just the one?
just that one?
Oh, okay. I thought
just
there was
that
like
one.
a bunch of suspicious ones that were like, maybe we should look into the Vatican.
No, surprisingly not. Not that I've found. So Sabrina Mindari's testimony, she is a former girlfriend of the former gang member of the Banda della Magliana. The leader, Enrico, so she is his girlfriend.
Okay, of what? The Grey Wolves?
No. The Banda della...
What is that?
that's
That's
the
the former gang that I just talked about.
Oh.
I don't know where it came from, like, just out of nowhere, but so she claims that Emanuela was abducted and held at various locations, including a Vatican-owned gas station, before being handed over to someone in the gang. I don't know how that is connected, but I don't know if like she's just saying that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this testimony, while not conclusively proven, adds to the suspicion of, the involvement of the Vatican again. So then we have the Vatican officials' comments. Over the years, certain comments from the Vatican officials have been interpreted as hints of knowledge or involvement. For instance,
That's awkward.
yeah. For instance, Pope Francis reportedly told Emanuela's brother, Pietro, that Emanuela was in heaven, which some have taken as
he killed her.
An implicit admission of her death and possibly knowledge of the circumstances.
They're like, I think Your sister's better off. She's definitely with God. I don't know how she got there, but she's
I don't know
definitely
how
with
she
God.
got there, but I assume.
I'm just assuming.
You know
Yeah.
what happens when you assume.
Yep. Make an ass out of you and me.
Yep.
And then, so public perception and media coverage. The media coverage and public perception often linked to the Vatican to various scandals, including financial mismanagement and sexual abuse. So the clerical misconduct theory fits into a broader narrative of the institutional corruption
So has
and
there
abuse
been
of the power.
Has there been proven sexual assault in the Vatican?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's always the church.
Yeah.
Sounds
there's-
awful, but it is.
unfortunately.
It's always the church. It's the church or state.
So then there's also another theory. I don't know. So I'm just gonna talk about this one, but then I'm gonna talk about the new investigation. So the documents and whistleblowers. Over the years, various documents and statements from alleged whistleblowers have surfaced.
Surfaced.
I was doing the same thing I was gonna do last time. I was gonna let her go by with it.
Surfaced. Oh my god.
That's going down
That
on the
was
merch list.
Good. That was a good.
No, can you cut that out?
No,
Please.
But it's so funny.
it's going on a t-shirt, man.
It's on a t-shirt. Can't get cut
You
out.
put it on the t-shirt.
Surfaced.
Surface your face.
I don't know. I don't even know how to do it.
I don't know.
Surface or and then SIR-FACE. Surface.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like sir. Yes,
Rewind.
Surface.
Sir. Yeah.
Have
Sir-face.
Sir dash Jordan's face.
Oh, there it is.
I swear to God.
That's it. Surface and then Sir dash Jordan's face. That's what it is.
I'm gonna kill you both. It'll be easier to kill Lexi because she lives with me.
Except for the fact that you could never hide my body, so good
Yeah, I
luck with
can.
that one.
She had to hide
I know
two bodies.
people.
Yeah, you
I
would
know
have to hide
people.
two bodies.
Good luck.
I know
Not enough people.
Plus,
Anyway.
I know
Plus,
people at the Vatican.
He would,
I have
he
in
would
with the
come
Vatican.
looking for me, so then he'd have to hide two bodies. I'm like, God dang it, not another one.
Not another.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one. DJ Khaled.
Oh my god.
Another one.
No.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Rewind.
Yep.
Claiming. Okay. Should I just read? I don't know.
I don't know where you left off, honestly. I got distracted. Hey guys, we hope you're enjoying the show so far. We just wanted to take a minute and let you know how you can help our podcast grow. We have a Patreon account for our podcast that you can go to, and you sign up to be a monthly donor starting at just $5 a month, and you get fun perks like no ads, early access to episodes, and quarterly gifts from us. So definitely go check that out. It's www.patreon.com/ourlifeisaveragepod. Thanks for listening, guys. We hope you enjoy the rest of this episode.
As of the latest updates, the case of Emanuela Orlandi has seen several significant developments and new pieces of evidence. Although it remains unresolved, here are the key recent developments. So the new investigation in January 2023, the Vatican initiated a new investigation into the disappearance of Emanuela. This move marked a significant step towards potential transparency and cooperation with Italian authorities. The Vatican prosecutor Alessandro Diddy.
That
Did he
last
do it?
name is so good. That is like when you talk about having take the cooler
Is it
last name.
Didi?
That's the cooler one.
Didi.
How's it
Didi
spelled?
do it. D-I-D-D-I.
Didi.
Didi. Did he do it or did he not?
Tell us, girl.
Announced that he had uncovered some leads and was providing evidence to Roman investigators. So the lead in cooperation is the second part. For the first time, Vatican and Italian authorities are working together publicly on the case. So,
Good.
unlike in the past,
The Vatican's
avoidance,
like, shh.
they're together.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering if, now I'm like thinking back, I'm like, oh, was it specifically had to do with Pope John Paul II then? Because he's no longer around.
Right.
Like,
And now they're like,
maybe
oh,
he
let's
was the
cooperate.
problem.
maybe he was a problem. Maybe that's how he died. No, I'm just kidding. This
You did.
this
You
this cooperation aims to combine resources and share information, potentially leading to two new breakthroughs in the investigation. Even though they never specifically I don't know, stated any wild lead evidence. Like they have some leads, but then they I'll go through some of them, but they just go kind of cold. So document controversy in 2017, a document from the Vatican surfaced listing expenses related to Emanuela's care until 1997. Yeah. While the Vatican dismissed it as a fake, it has added a public suspicion and interest. The document allegedly detailed costs for travel, food, accommodations in London, and I don't know how to say that.
Chauffeurs.
Genealogical care.
Oh,
Is that
Oh,
how you say it?
gynecology.
I was like, what?
Gynecological.
you've never seen the word
care?
gynecologist before?
No, I have, but gyne.
Oh, gynecological.
Yeah, I'm like,
Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Gynecological.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not a normal way to say it.
I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
I've seen the word
Gynecologist,
gynecologist.
yeah.
I was like, I would hope by now you have.
Yes. No, Mom, I haven't. I've been sheltered. Okay.
Just saying.
I'm the homeschooler.
I know.
anymore.
I expect it from Beth. I don't expect it from you. You went to public school.
And Catholic school.
I know.
That's worse.
That
Oh,
is worse.
That's
That's so
true.
much worse.
Yeah, they probably didn't say gynecologist.
So suggesting that Emanuela might have been alive for years after her disappearance.
But this was claimed to be fake.
No.
I thought you said previously that it was proven to be fake or thought to be fake.
The Vatican said it was fake,
Yeah,
but the
Vatican
public doesn't believe that.
Yes. So they still think that this is
Okay,
accurate.
I want to back up for a quick second. Why was she in London? Why do they have
Exactly.
charges? Okay, thank you. Making sure
Okay,
we're
thank you.
I was like,
Thought it
did
was-
I miss something?
Wouldn't it be just to hide her so that they didn't have to murder her, but they needed to get her out?
Why did they need to get her gynecological care then?
Just like as checkups. Like they were like paying for her total living expenses
Yeah, but she
to
did-
vanish.
How old is she again?
When she disappeared?
Yes. Wasn't she like, I feel like
I
it
thought she was like
10.
14.
I don't
Let
remember.
me see.
I mean, like she has to have checkups and stuff. Like I just assumed that was like
Not
her
all of
annual
them,
checks.
not gynecological checkups. Gynecological checkups for a kid her age is like
Yeah.
maybe at 14, maybe once every
3 years.
3 years. Like you don't need one every single year. So like,
Yeah, that's true.
no.
I
Even
swear I
now-
put it in here.
Just because like that's weird. Doctor care makes sense, but gynecologist,
She was 15.
15.
And she went missing. Yeah.
That okay,
Yes.
that makes sense, but like not to have that much for
No.
gynecological care. Like
Yeah.
that should have been at one appointment,
Yeah, I don't know.
unless she was pregnant.
After the
That is,
yeah,
That would
maybe
be
she
a-
was raped, and that's why they wanted to keep her a secret because
and maybe that's why they sent her to London, because if they're actually going, I mean, not saying that they're going to be acting on their religion, considering they probably killed her, but
right.
they didn't kill her. If she was pregnant, that would
Right.
be a gift from God, so like they probably
like,
wouldn't want to kill
"Oh."
her.
Yeah.
They'd probably want to move her so that it stayed hush hush, which
Yeah.
explains them needing to provide gynecological care,
Yeah.
gynecologist care, because when you're pregnant, that is typically who you go to
Well, right.
Or
until you have to do family care.
Or what?
I got a great conspiracy. I'm gonna start it. Okay, I'm gonna be the very first person to say that this
All
is what
right.
happened. Okay,
Here we go.
Go.
human trafficking, but like organized by the Vatican.
So Vatican
Or-
human trafficking.
Something happened and they put her in their organized human trafficking ring.
Or
keep
baby
her out.
trafficking.
What?
What? I'm still stuck on the
Baby
gynecological care.
trafficking.
So what if that?
No, I'm saying like they probably have them like if it's like through the Vatican and it's like this high priced human trafficking, they probably do pay for gynecological care to make sure that everything's good down there for their next patient or person.
Oh, yeah.
Customers.
that makes sense.
That does make sense.
I'm still stuck
I
on the
think
fact
you're
that
onto
maybe they got
something.
her pregnant.
Scary.
I think that too. I don't know.
That could be though. If like
Or
one
both.
of
One
Or
of
both,
maybe
yeah.
one of the sexual like the
the encounters got her
encounters
pregnant.
got her pregnant,
And they had to get rid of
they
her.
found and they figured it out, and that's why she had told her friend.
Yep.
And so they figured out, oh shit, she's pregnant, and so it's the church, so they're not going to kill her because
Right.
she's got a gift from God in her belly. So
They waited till
they-
she gave birth and then killed her.
that's what I was
Yes.
getting to. So they housed her somewhere else that was far away, London, got her the care she needed, and as soon as she had the baby, they killed her and got rid of her, probably up in London, which is why they've
Mhm.
never found her.
Probably. Tomb.
Stone.
No.
That was good. We just got a new game that we've been playing, and it's like I think it's called Blank Space, and like you pick up a card and everybody has a board and it says like tomb blank, and everybody has to like write what they think,
Mhm.
and then whoever matches gets so many points or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That's the first thing I thought of when you did that.
Tombstone. So in 2012, the tomb of Enrico de Pettis, a mafia leader allegedly connected to the case, was opened. While only his remains were found in his tomb, the nearby discovery of numerous other bones sparked further investigations. DNA tests on these bones confirmed they were not Emanuela's, but the event reignited public and media interest in her case. So, like,
How did they know they weren't hers?
because they performed
DNA
DNA testing on it, on the bones.
Were they able to like actually DNA test the bones, or was there flesh left?
Like there must have been something that was DNA that
Like
they were able to get.
there must was there a tooth there? Like
bone.
because
like
if I remember
bone
correctly,
remains.
you can't just get not from like dry bones. Like you can't just get DNA.
There must have been something on it.
I feel like you can. Can't you know?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, you might be able to. I don't
Because
know.
I feel like you
I've
can.
always thought that you couldn't, and that's why they needed to like
Tissue or something.
tissue or teeth, because it would have the cells needed to provide
Maybe there were teeth
adequate
there.
DNA sample.
Yeah, a DNA test on these
It says
bones.
larger bones tend to survive better and are therefore differentially available for sampling for genetic analysis.
So I wonder if they could do a DNA test, but it's not always accurate. So like they came back negative, but it's like or inconclusive, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But maybe they didn't want to say inconclusive because then there would be a freak out of like, oh my god, that could be her, or like
Yeah, or
I don't
there
know.
definitely could have been teeth there because it says
yeah,
harder tissues of teeth tend to be consistently reliable in generating DNA profiles.
because
Especially
usually if you
because-
bury someone, their jaw, like their head and stuff
Yeah.
is there, and their teeth are.
Well,
still
you
there.
also can like dental records
yeah
is
that
what
too.
a lot of people use.
Medium public attention. So talked about the Vatican girl on Netflix a little bit. But this renewed the media's attention because the Vatican girl brought the case back into the spotlight. These productions have revised various theories and introduced new perspectives, keeping the public engaged and pressuring authorities to find answers. So I'm guessing that's what led into the, them reopening the case, because only a year after the Vatican girl was released, they opened the investigation again. Pietro Orlandi's advocacy, so this was her brother. So her brother continues to be a prominent advocate for the case, pushing for transparency and answers from the Vatican.
Still today.
Nice. He remains a key figure in keeping the case in public discourse and holding the Vatican accountable.
I feels guilty for not giving her a ride now.
Yeah, everybody does.
No, he definitely, that's what it said in the
Has to
story.
be.
Yeah, he was
I wanted to see my girlfriend, so now she's dead.
Yeah, right.
yeah. I would never be able to live myself.
I wouldn't be able to forgive myself either. Poor guy.
Various recent claims have surfaced, including those from former mafia associates and other informants, suggesting different motives and details about Emanuela's disappearance. These claims, while not yet, oh my god, substantiated with concrete evidence, have added new dimensions to the investigation, but they aren't released. Despite these developments, no conclusive evidence has yet emerged to solve the case definitively. The renewed investigation and cooperation between the Vatican and Italian authorities offer hope that new evidence may eventually come to light, potentially leading to answers about what happened to her. So, we still have no idea what happened.
That's crazy to me.
I know. It's almost, how many centuries? 3 centuries?
No, that would be 100 years.
No,
300
just
years.
kidding.
I was gonna say,
I'm like,
how?
decades. That's what
I was like, that
not
family member's
centuries.
not still alive.
4 decades.
Her
Sorry.
brother is not still alive.
4
They're
decades.
long
There you
dead.
go.
Sorry.
4 decades.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
The end.
That is crazy.
Good job.
Thanks for listening, guys. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. It helps us grow. If you have any story suggestions, please send them to ourlifeisaveragepod@gmail.com. We'd love to dig into your ideas.